But welcome to our call tonight. We've got people joining us quickly. We began at 10, we're up to 19. So we'll spend a little bit of chat time as the rest are joining. Hey, from Kogi from South Africa. Hello. Let's see it in the chat where you're from. So open up the chat room. We got Texas. That's our key speaker tonight. Angela in Melbourne. Howard. Michelle Marie from Pennsylvania. Few Americans on tonight. Janet from St. Augustine, Florida. Are Americans winning so far? Do we have more Americans in the APAC? Kamala. So welcome, Angela, Australia. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us for our call tonight. We have an hour of fun. We have an hour of training. We've got recognition. Highlight is social media training, but also I get to spill some more beans on our upcoming Thailand incentive trip. Let me show you on the screen tonight what we are going to cover. I'm going to be covering our international expansion. I'm going to give a few more updates on operations, even though last week was one full hour pretty much on operations with our COO. We're going to talk about social media recruiting, and we have our key speaker from the United States joining us tonight for that. Also, we get to do some more recognition. Our top leader from Australia, Angela, is on for her hot tips and your next step, how to build and grow this business. So checking the chat again, Malaysia, Adrian in Bali. Hey, my friend. We've got Jia in Malaysia, Louisiana. Hey, America, they're really cool. Your turnout is terrific. Thank you, because I think it's what, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., wherever you are across the United States. So let's have a look. This is our keynote speaker. You'll be hearing from her about the halfway point. Her name is Landy Martin from Texas. Also tonight, Angela with her hot tips. After a couple of weeks of some challenges, things we're learning along the way, talking about pay card, how to optimize your business. But for me now, let me jump into our global expansion. I want to let you know how this has been going because we've had a tremendous, it's only a month and a half, since we actually turned on our international sign up options. So these two people, Chris Cooper and my friend James Watson. James, are you there? You may be muted, but you can give me a wave, give me a hello. He's there in Thailand, probably on mute. I mentioned last week our open market, so I want to show you this graphic again because this excites me. This is where you can do business now. So 2 months ago, you could do business in actually two countries. I'm going to say one. You could do business in United States and in Canada. I think maybe it's a little bit of business in Mexico. Not much had happened international, but suddenly, as we have researched countries where we can ship to, where we can open up, and so people can receive NFR, that's not for retail, selling, personal use, we've been adding more and more. So I think that count was about 60. So these are our Anovite open markets. Do we have offices there? Do we have staff there? No, we don't. They're not fully on the ground and running yet, but these are the countries where people can go online, place an order, and we will ship products to you. And later in this call, I'm going to give you feedback to let you know how this is going, because we've had some good reports from people around the world who have received their first product orders. Let me show you this. Someone asked me, how many have joined? How are we doing? When we started on the 1st of May with the first person to sign up in the international tree. By the 8th of May, so about 7 days later, we had 7 people, averaging one a day. 15th of May, another week later, 42. 22nd of May, 108. The 29th of May, 248. Last count, 5th of June, 436. Of that 436, I can tell you over 100 of them are from Africa. So Africa, you are on fire. So I think it's probably 120 to 150 now. And the rest is spread through all the other countries. But if you look at that growth, if you remember mathematics, you remember XY number planes and graphs, this is what we call exponential growth. It is happening. We are on fire at this point. It is unstoppable. As we are growing, and each person, as they recruit two, it's that, was it Y squared growth shape. So I can't wait to show you week 7, 8, 9, and 10 as we start exploding throughout the world. But right now, we're probably, so 5th of June, we're probably getting close to 500 people in the tree right now. So that is the true numbers of how our international explosion is growing. I want to talk about this first mover advantage. A few things came to mind this week. I've had a couple of conversations. One was a person saying, oh, it's not fair because in my last company, this person was under me and now I'm above them. And I say, tough luck. This is not your last company. First mover advantage. Those first people who join, you get the better positions. I've had another conversation with someone saying, look, I really don't want to join until you're fully ready in this country, until you're fully in India with the office open, with logistics happening, with all of the products registered. And I say, that's fine if that's what you want, but you don't understand first mover advantage. The first movers, those first 438, we will have greater challenges, and I feel this has been a week of challenges. Something went wrong with customer service emails, something went wrong with online tracking. We're still working through payments. We will have the greater challenges, but there are also the greater rewards for those people who have the first mover advantage. With exponential growth, you do not want to be joining in, well, you don't even want to be joining next week. You want to be joining now. As this tree is growing, we're now more than 60 generations in the longest leg in this international tree. Imagine if you joined now, or imagine if you joined 5 weeks ago and you were that number one person, or the week after when there's only 7 people. How many people are underneath you? Well, the answer is more than 400 people have been placed. When you understand things like, dynamic compression, things like spillover, you want that first mover advantage. It is to your greatest business advantage. So keep that in mind. Now, as we grow, I showed you the markets that we can ship to. These are the markets that we're planning on opening. Of course, the Square is our home office. We are in the United States, in Utah. We've talked a lot about our Bangkok office, and I was there in person. I visited it, was it a week ago? We did a video walkthrough. You were able to see the office. You've met James. You've seen pictures of the staff, and there's actually our Thai staff are on the call tonight. Maybe I shouldn't call them out. They may be embarrassed, but our first office and regional hub is opening up. Where these circles are is where we plan to open up next hubs and offices within the next, let's say, 12 months. I'd love it to be 12 months, but reality, it may be a couple of years. But Bangkok office, the ninth towers, 26th floor, 25 minutes from the airport. Other news we covered last week, K Beauty, these value packs are now available. This comes from Thailand, our Thailand office. If you want to look at my skin up close, my K Beauty is on my face. I had a shower about an hour ago. I put the serum on first and I actually put some night cream over the top of that. So I'm loving my K Beauty experience. We've had several orders of these go out now. The first order was to, I think, Taiwan. We've had an order to Africa already. And I think we have another 4 people who are wanting to order from Africa. I got on my chat. So K Beauty Value Pack. You know the products. We've talked about them for several weeks. The Day Project Eye Cream, the Night Eye Cream, or actually I use it all over my face, the Contour Serum, and also the Glass Peeling Gel. Now that Glass Peeling Gel is added as a free gift when you buy all, well, 3+1 or all 4 products at once. That's what we call our value pack. Now the K Value Pack, I think, is in or should be in every cart. I found out this week it wasn't in the South African cart, and I got in trouble because they want it. So that is added or should be added very soon. But if it's not in your country's card, if you can't order it, let me know or let James know, and we'll tell the programmers to hurry up and get it in all of those carts. So K Beauty Pack is available now, and I'm really pleased that we have our first testimonials coming in already. And this was the very first one. This was a user in just 3 days from Taiwan. When she received it, she took this first photo on the left, and within 3 days, she reported brighter, plumper, and more smooth skin in just 3 days. So that's fantastic. I tell you, I not only see the difference, I feel the difference. If I put that serum on at night before I go to bed, when I wake up, my skin physically feels different. It's hard to explain, but try the K Beauty and see for yourself how you look, but how you feel. And don't forget to take those photos as well. Now, I just want to recap last week for a little bit before we go to our guest speakers. Last week from our global leadership team, we had our COO. His name is Chief Operations Officer Rod Larson. I just want to cover a few things that he mentioned about operations. So first of all, if you missed that call last week, it is already up on our Anovite YouTube channel. So that's where all of these go. If you go to Anovite, what is it? YouTube, anovite.com, I guess. The last week's call is the most recent on the list with the red arrow. And that's the operations call. So if you missed anything, go back and you can watch that. There's also that terrific training that Angela did, that the short training on the comp plan. And people still ask me, look, I really don't know the comp plan well. Can you help me? I say, go to YouTube, just watch this video. It's a fantastic, real punchy summary of the key points of our comp plan. So that's the last week call is up there already. This week's call will be up there in a couple of days. Some of the things Rod mentioned, he talked about the Anovite back office and all of the powerful features in there. Get in there, play around with things, click on all of the links, see the trees, see the reports, see the ordering, the shopping cart. And also, most important, that is where you order your products. So, as we talk about international value packs, all you do is you go into the shop part, you go to country in the top left, drop down, pick the country that you're in, or I guess the country you want a shipment to go to if you're sending to someone or ordering on someone else's behalf. Down the left, you've got all the individual products or categories, but the category of value packs is of most interest because that's the first pack you can buy. You only get the chance to order one value pack because this is our experiential pack. This is our heavily reduced discounted pack. For example, the K Beauty pack, the regular price, normally if you were to buy this and after the value pack special, it's $438.75. But if you choose the K Beauty pack to be your initial pack, it's only $299. Now the same is true for Ultimate Health Pack, Colostrum 6 pack, all like Colostrum $496, but for your first purchase of this value pack, $299.95. So jump in, grab your value packs. They are shipping, they are being received all around the world. The good news about the shipping cost is it's capped at $25. Even if you buy several items and even if they exceed the $25 in shipping, when you get to the end, a promotion will be applied, as you can see in this bottom right corner. Shipping cost capped at $25. Let me know if that's not working, but so far everyone I know who's placed an order has received that at the cost of $25 US or less. If you order smaller items, it may be less. I know someone who got an order in Singapore for $18. It wasn't a value pack, it was a couple of items. But if you order more, it should not exceed $25. Now, getting paid, that is working. I'm pleased to share with you, I've got one email screen that someone sent me. Hooray, Chris, great news, your payout has been processed. This is an email, $75. This is the payout date range. Payment method is the Pay Quicker Velocity card. Then once that's triggered on the right-hand side, card status. Your Anovite ink plastic card was ordered and should arrive. Now, I've asked them to change this. It says 15 to 20 days, but for international, it's taking about a month. And how do I know that? Because people have received their cards already. A friend in Australia got his card. And I said, look, please, can you send me a picture of it? I want to show it on screen. This is what it looks like. I haven't seen one myself. I haven't received one. I'm not an associate, but I blanked out his personal details. But this is a real, true, in Aussie we say, fair income, Anovite Pay Quicker card. So it looks like this with the Anovite logo. It has your name on it, not generic. It has your personal name on it, your number. You see it's that little, what's that? That little chip as well. So you can tap, touch, go, order online. It is a real Visa debit card that you can transfer money, pay for things, go to the ATM. Angela, one of our speakers, sent me a screenshot last week where she went to a coffee shop, used her card for the first time, actually on her phone, and what do you call it? iPay Apple Wallet, loaded that card into her Apple Wallet, used the phone, touched it, and it's working. So pay quicker. You've seen this next screen before. This is how it works, the countries that it works. It pretty much works everywhere. Not every country allows the card, but every country is allowing the virtual banking. So when you get your first commissions within that week, you'll get a notification that your money is there, loaded in the wallet. Virtual banking is available immediately, so you can get the money, transfer, pay things. The physical card will arrive with your name on it, coming from the United States in about 1 month's time. Okay, new ranked names. We covered those last week. I want to get this out to you. I've teased you with it. You've seen them. It's real. We have names like silver, gold, jade, ruby, sapphire, emerald. So this document is being updated. It will be, we can share that soon. But soon I want to start referring to these titles, which I guess are more familiar with APAC. And good news, when they shared the information with the United States, they said, look, we don't love our previous names. We're happy to use these as well. So maybe we'll transition and globally adopt these terms across the globe for Anovite. Updated price sheets. Rod also mentioned the slight change to our value packs, the way we pay them out with the BV, or the QV has always been 300, but the BV at 150. So updated price sheets are now available as well. You can see at the bottom, we've removed the mentor bonus, and we're now paying more out to you as the sponsor. When you sponsor someone who buys a value pack, you get even more money and points. The other big summary, this was a big announcement from Rod last week. No cap or flushing of binary volume. That has been removed. So now there is unlimited. You can even have up to 1 million points in one leg, which you don't really want to do because you get paid out on the shorter leg. The no cap, no flushing of binary volume. Right now, there's no flushing. You don't have to worry about if you're not qualifying at the end of the month. That's been turned off for internationals. Let's talk about order tracking because that was also activated this week. The first orders have gone out. At first, you couldn't track, but a few days later, we got it loading. Let's look at these real life experiences, real life testimonials. Back to me on the left. Angela Lucenti wrote to me saying, on a positive note, DHL in Australia is sending shipping notifications. This is my order from the 1st of June, ETA, 10th of June, 10 days, USA to Australia. Yay, that's 10 days. My friend Kogi Naidu, South Africa, said, hey, Chris, my order was placed on the 26th of May. I received an email on the 3rd of June. And she goes on to say that it arrived in South Africa 9 days later. So that's fantastic because South Africa, you are literally the other end of the world from where this is sent from Utah. So USA to South Africa in 9 days. I like this one from Kristen. She wrote to me, Singapore, we love the tracking feature. Oh, wow. I'm definitely impressed with the Novite's tracking system with DHL. I just saw this in the back office. And you can see a map that actually shows the ping, ping, the jump as the package is moving from the United States across the Pacific Islands. It looked like it maybe stopped in Hawaii, ending up in Singapore. So that is working. 10 days or less we're experiencing so far to receive your packages. Credit card declines. Let's talk about this. Rod mentioned it. How do we fix it? Well, I want to give you a little bit of feedback, some things that I've learned. One is make sure you have accurate information. We've had people trying to order using cards that have different addresses from that in the system. We've had people trying to use cards that did not have sufficient funds. Also, people using cards where they've not wanted to put their email address in the account. And our system, the merchant system, does cross-reference the card's bank details with the account details. And they need to pretty much be the same. So the person, the address on the card, even the phone number and email address. So you need to have correct, accurate information in your Anovite back office account in order to more greatly increase the chances of that card working. Also, you need to make sure that your card will work for international transactions. And to highlight what this means, this is my own credit card here in Indonesia. I live in Indonesia. I bank with a bank called Permata. I went into the app, and on that app, I had to select that I can use my credit card for domestic, which is a given, but also international. That can be turned off, and often it's turned off by default. So I had to turn on international, but then also contactless without a PIN number, so I can tap and go. I've turned that on. And then an overseas daily limit. I put in 1 million, and don't think I'm a millionaire. That is about what, $100 Australian, what's that, $70 American. So you also need to set the limit. So if you don't have an appropriate limit, if I'm ordering the $2.99 value pack, it's going to be rejected. So some things are in your control, some things are in our control, but get accurate information and make sure that the card you're using is set for international online e-commerce transactions, knowing that this is transacting from the United States. Okay, that's my quick overview, my recap. Now, let's talk about the key topic for tonight. It is social media recruiting in 2026, and we have our social media expert from the United States. I'm going to stop sharing so that Landy can jump on. Landy, you're with us. How are you? What time is it there in Texas?
Hello, hello, hello. It is 6:22 a.m. here. So I'm up. I'm drinking my Seismic 6 right here. This helps get me going. I actually
Good.
just switched over from coffee to this because I was tired on the coffee. And I'm telling you, I've been doing this about a week and the difference is incredible. I mean, I wake up with more energy, everything. So it's been great.
Well, I know you went to bed last night about 11 o'clock because you were messaging me, and now you're up in the like 5:30 a.m. I appreciate this. We appreciate this because you have an official title in Novate. You are our social media specialist designated. So I've seen that on the website. Can you tell us how long have you been with Innovate for?
I've been with Anovite a couple of years. So
Is that
I'm
all?
pretty
Just a couple of years?
Yeah, just a couple of years. And my team and I, we love it here. We're doing amazing things. So can't wait to talk about that. But I'm so blessed to be here. I appreciate you, Chris. So excited to see all the international growth, to see you guys on the leaderboards. I mean, this just has me so hyped up. And Angela loved your comp plan training. I share it all the time with people that I'm talking to. So super honored to be here, you guys, and have lots to talk about. So I'm ready to
Well,
dive in
thank you.
if y'all are ready for
As
me.
I got to know you, I'm your friend on social media. I follow you, you follow me. I see what you do. I love your social content and your social interaction. So please, the time is now yours. If you want to share your screen, tell us about social media recruiting in 2026.
Awesome. Okay. Can everybody see my screen okay? Do I have a thumbs up?
Hmm.
Just making sure. Okay, guys, so excited to be here. I got my start in network marketing about 8 years ago. I was over $35,000 in debt, and we had just moved from the Los Angeles, California area back to Texas. We had two kids in college, and as you know, it's expensive to live in California and having kids in college. So yeah, I needed something that could bring me maybe an extra $500 a month for a credit card. I also had a kid in grade school at the time. He was 10 years old. So I couldn't just go out and get a job, right? Because I didn't know my neighbors. We had just moved here. So I got this crazy idea, this crazy idea. I'm going to build online. I can just build a business online. Well, long story short, it did end up being so crazy because I used Facebook alone and within 2 years had paid off all of that debt. And none of this is an income claim. This is just my own personal story. But we had paid off all the 35,000 in debt. I was making a full-time income. But I've been with Anovite a couple of years, like I told Chris, and this has been an amazing experience for me. About 6 weeks after I joined Anovite, my life changed forever. I lost my husband of 29 years. And so I've been through a really devastating time. Especially that first year was really rough. But we were so excited when we came on. The first 6 weeks, we had momentum, we had duplication. So we went up in ranks and I was able to grieve while my team continued to grow. And if you're on the call right now, that is the beauty of being in network marketing is that you can create some passive residual momentum. And if an emergency happens, you can step back. So Innovate has become my family. It's given me purpose again, and it's been a huge financial blessing. So but it's not really just about what I've done, it's what we're doing as a team. And I want to share these three leaders with you. These are three of my top leaders, Michelle, Kaylee, and Dr. Ivy. And they also build exclusively on social media and mostly on Facebook. Now, our whole team builds this way. So we have been able to duplicate and do what I'm going to teach. I'm going to show kind of a framework or a mindset that we need to be in when we're trying to build on social media. So look at Michelle Marie here. She has 24,000 followers and she shares her
Can
journey.
you advance the slide one?
Yes, yes. Do you see it? I have some of my team members, my leaders on. Yes, that's
It's
the
good.
slide that I'm on. I switched the two. Yeah. You good? Okay. So Michelle, the last reel that Michelle shared, just for an example, reached almost 100,000 people. Okay, she had almost 100,000 views on that reel. And I tell you this because your living room is only so big, okay? A hotel conference room can only hold so many people. But when you put something out into the ether, you have the potential of reaching hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people. In fact, we had a girl on another team that we were on. Her name was Courtney, and she was consistent. She showed up every day. She built relationships, and she put a post on Facebook, and it went viral. She gained millions of followers from that one post. And she actually went on to become a millionaire earner in that company. Again, no income claims. I just want you to see the potential. If you're not using social media, you really are leaving a lot of money on the table. So take a look at these profiles and how they're set up. You see a picture of their face, right? You don't want to have your pet. We love pets, we love babies, but you need to have a picture of yourself because your profile is inviting someone into your virtual living room and they want to see you. They want to come and see you're a real person and that this isn't a scam, right? So make sure you're telling people also, what are they going to get if they follow you? So you want to invite them in to your profile, show them a little bit about yourself by your header and your profile picture and also your bio. So that's the first thing is make sure your profile's set up right. And I can do a whole training on this, but I don't have time tonight. You also want to have your link in your about section somewhere. So I'm going to talk a little bit first before I dive in on what to do, right? Here's some key messages. What I want you to walk away from tonight is just knowing that when we go to social media, one of the biggest things I see people when they're struggling and they're not getting customers, it's because they're focused on selling. So people come to Facebook for lots of reasons, but it's not just to buy your product, okay? So we really want to focus on attracting a tribe around value. We also want to identify who we are talking to. That's so important. You want that person across the video or across that post to feel like you're talking specifically to them. And that is where your business is going to grow when you develop that trust factor. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So what are some of the biggest mistakes? And guys, I did all this when I got started. So one of them is posting graphics all day. So again, we need to know who our target audience is. Now we have our amazing Vice President of International, Chris, who has built his entire profile around that. So he knows his target audience, and that's us, right? We love those graphics. We want to see those graphics and we can share them. They work great on our stories, they work great in groups. But on your own personal page, that's not going to work as well on your own personal page. Why? Because people aren't following you for those company updates, right? Because they don't know about it yet. So we want to not look too salesy in our newsfeed so that people have an opportunity to get to know, like, and trust us. So we also don't want to share our link in the post. All of these platforms, no matter where you are on social media, they don't like you. They don't like people clicking off the platform and going to another place. They want you to camp out and live on, Instagram or Facebook. They don't want you going off. So keep that in mind because it will get your content kind of shadow banned if you're putting it in the actual caption. So what you can do instead is just put that link in the comments, or better yet, ask people to comment below for the link and then you get them in a private message. And that's where all the magic happens. We also don't want to cold message people with links. This will get you blocked. It'll get you ignored. I did all this when I started. So those are just some things you don't want to do. So what do we want to do? Again, why do people come to Facebook? They come to laugh. They come to be entertained. They come to learn something or to be inspired. They don't wake up saying, what can I buy today? Right? So what we want to do is build relationships just like in real life. The people that come into your business, they're going to be people that you network with and that you build relationships. So there are ways to do that on Facebook. We want to focus on curiosity. Curiosity is our strongest human emotion. It's even stronger than love. So we want to focus on that because that's what's going to stop that scroll. That's what's going to get people to actually look at your content, which is what the goal is we want them to click on it and see it. So we want to develop our own trust factor, and that's going to be how? By being visible. The more you show up and you connect with the people on your Facebook or on your Instagram, the more they're going to trust you. And you also, again, you want to provide that value. Sorry. So one of the things I see people doing, guys, they're on 5 different platforms, running themselves ragged, trying to build on every platform. And we want a profile on all these platforms because you want a professional presence. You want your profile picture and all of that. But Imagine if you're in your backyard and you had a magnifying glass and you're trying to start a fire and you're running all over your backyard and you're not really focusing on any one spot. Do you think you'll ever start a fire? You're not. You got to get that magnifying glass, get the sun just right, right? So it's the same thing. If you want to start a fire on Facebook or on Instagram, you can't be trying to spread yourself out everywhere. So the main point of this slide is just decide what platform you want to be on. For me, that is Facebook. Facebook is king when it comes to social media. There are billions of people just on Facebook alone, so you have limitless prospects. And also, you want to be consistent on whatever platform that you are on and just become known on that platform. That way you can develop some momentum in the followers you are getting. We've had people start working with us that only had, 400 followers. And, by the end of 6 months to a year, they had 4,000 followers. Now, if you think you had 4,000 followers, that you might have a few people in your business, you might be a director, you might be making an income at that point, so it is all about the number of people that you can reach and contact. Want to talk a little bit about knowing your niche. Now, I mentioned this at the beginning of the call, but guys, the riches really are in the niches. So I put some questions here that you can, so get a pen and paper out. Guys, if you don't know the answers to these questions, then you are going to have a really hard time building your business. So ask yourself, who am I? For me, I'm a widow. I help other people with their grief struggles. I'm a health coach. I help people with their gut health. So talk to people that are like you and the struggles that you've been through. So the next question, who do you serve? Okay, you're going to want to know. For me, that's middle-aged women. Maybe they're going through menopause or up at night, having night sweats. Know who you're talking to, because if you're trying to talk to everybody, you're talking to nobody, I promise. So figure out who you are and who you serve. Okay, and then you ask yourself, what's keeping them up at night? Are they up all night having night sweats? Are they having to get up every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom? What are their issues? Because you want to get inside the mind of that prospect and you want to know what's bothering them, because it is about them, you guys. If you can't talk to them and figure out what's wrong with them, you'll never be able to properly offer that solution that we have, which is our colostrum products. So we want to create our content, have that mindset of when I sit down to make a post or a video, I want to talk to that woman who's having night sweats. She's getting up in the middle of the night. I want her, when she sees my video, to go, oh my gosh, that's me. I need that. I need that product, right? So just identify who you're talking to. So, so important. One thing we do sometimes, and I see this is, and I do it too, we want to make sales, right? And we think, oh man, it's almost the end of the week. I need to make some money. I need to make some sales. And we focus a little too much on business. But it's great. We all want to build our businesses. That's why we're on social media. So you want to be on there with intention, but you don't want your entire feed to be about business. People get bored with that and they will click off. I've had people watch me for years and then join me later. So you want to keep them entertained with some other things, right? So over here on the left, you see ideas of things you can post. You want to, again, focus on value. So we're talking, lifestyle, out traveling. Some of my best content is me just out and about, right? And people are curious, right? We talked about curiosity. So if you can post something that will pique curiosity, maybe you're on a trip, and that's part of what we do too. It's the lifestyle. We're able to do these things because we do network marketing. So what you want to do is you want to sprinkle in that 20% about your business, and you want to be compliant. And I think somebody's going to talk about that tonight, but you can go to AI, you can go to ChatGPT, you can say, give me 3 benefits of colostrum and make sure it's compliant with the FDA and the FTC, right? That way you can keep your content from getting flagged. So we do want to spend some time talking about our business and our products because, that's really why we're on social media to begin with. So what's a posting formula? This is something I use every single day. It is super simple. What is a hook? A hook is a simple, like 2 to 3 second thing. You can either put text across your video, or you can, if you're speaking, you can speak a hook. But again, we're focusing on the most powerful human emotion, which is curiosity. So, I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 40. Well, told me what, right? Somebody's going to click on that. So I might post a curiosity post. I might be, say, on my way to the gym, and doing a video. And I might say, the things that change your life, they're easy to do and they're easy not to do, right? And that would be my hook, for example. And then I will tell a story. I will connect emotionally about how I used to make excuses. I used to not go to the gym. And maybe I'll show a picture of me opening up my Seismic 6, my energy drink, dumping that in and talking about the benefits of that and how that's really helped me have the energy and what a great pre-workout that is for me to go to the gym. So you want to weave your content, your products into your story, because the story is what is going to hook them and make people relate to what you're doing. And then you can plug that product. And then, of course, ask not, get not. So you got to ask for engagement, guys. You got to ask for the very thing you're wanting. Tell people, tell me your thoughts on this, or, can anyone else relate? Or comment info below and I will send you a message. These are some amazing graphics. Thank you for putting these together, Chris. I love the work he's done here. And again, these are going to work really well, you guys, in your Facebook groups or any kind of groups that you have on social media. They also are fabulous to share on your stories. If you don't know what stories are, they're up at the top of any profile, whether you're on TikTok. I mean, pretty much all social media has stories now. And I like how Chris has focused on curiosity here. He is branding colostrum. He is the VP of International. He's doing a great job. So, but he's also piquing curiosity. Not all colostrum's the same. Oh, really? Well, let's learn about that, right? It's educating. How can colostrum help you? So these are great. And you can, again, they're going to work better in groups and on your story, and you can drip them in occasionally. I do use graphics on my personal page as well. Just make sure they're sprinkled in. I want to talk about Reels. Reels are king for social media in 2026. I always say, thanks to TikTok, none of us have an attention span anymore, right? If you're watching a video and you get a little bored, boom, you're off it. So short videos, videos of you talking. Y'all, some of my best content literally is me dancing in my kitchen or eating my colostrum, because people want to be curious. They want to watch a reality TV show, y'all. There's a reason reality TV is like number one. So keep this in mind. For Reels, 5 to 20 seconds. You can just be drinking your coffee. You could be walking across your living room, but then the caption, the text, that's going to tell a story, right? And then you always want to use that hook that I was talking about, 2 to 3 second hook. You got to stop that scroll. You're competing with everybody. So if your content is just a picture of a colostrum bag, scroll. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you the truth. You have got to catch their attention. Another way to get more traction on your reels is use that trending audio. And, when there's popular songs that are being used a lot, Facebook, Instagram, they're all going to push it out a little bit more. That's going to give your content a better chance of getting out there. So don't chase perfection. Volume and consistency is what's going to win. I always tell my girls, show up messy and post it anyway. It's like a motto we have: show up messy and post it anyway. And Eddie Beatty, I don't know if you're on the call, but y'all, last week, she shared the most hilarious video about GB6, gut biome. And she's talking, and in the middle, she's just talking, and she says, my butt biome feels so amazing today. She stopped and she said, did I just say butt biome? And guys, people thought it was hilarious. She had tons of comments in. She actually got a couple of sales off of it, because that's what you want. You want engagement. These platforms, and they're going to reward engagement. And so post it anyway. Show people you're real. Don't think it has to be perfect editing. Just show up. Be authentic. The realness is what they're going to connect to, because somebody is on the other side of that screen and they're wishing they could make a video about colostrum. So when they see you spill it all over the counter and post it anyway, or say something silly like butt biome, they're going to be inspired by that. Okay, so show up anyway. Now, what are the secrets that most people miss? Am I doing okay on time? Still okay on time?
Doing good.
Okay,
You're
good.
on track. Mm-hmm.
Some of us on social media, when we're on there all the time, we end up in what's called an echo chamber. If the same 10 to 15 people are seeing your post, they're always the ones commenting on them. That sends a message to the algorithm. We train the algorithm, by the way. People are always like, I'm under attack. The algorithm hates me. No, you teach it what to do. You teach it by your behavior. So how can we get out of the echo chamber? We need to interact with people outside of the 14 people that are liking our post. How can we do this? These are some ideas here, what you can do. You can comment on 20 posts. I tell people, don't tell me you don't have anybody to talk to. Go to your friends list. Everybody on Facebook has at least 2,000 friends. Start at the top and send everybody a message, every single one of them. Now, it's not a pitch. It doesn't have to be, hey, check out my business. Hey, Jill, I noticed we've been connected on here a while. We've never talked, and I just wanted to reach out and say hello. That's all you got to do. You got to break that ice. That's what starts building that trust. And then guess what? That sends a message to the algorithm. Hey, that person might want to see Landy's next post because she actually messaged her and they had a conversation. Big Brother's watching you. They know everything you do. So social media rewards engagement and this kind of thing. So these are some ways to get out of that echo chamber. You can also go to a popular network marketers post like Eric Worre. He has a big page. There's hundreds of thousands of followers over there, y'all. Go over there and rub shoulders with the very people that you would like to get into your business. Because who's following those people? Other network marketers. So they're already more open, right? So you already got that barrier done with. And you can go over there and you can reply to a comment. You can have a real conversation. And then you send that friend request. And the minute you send that friend request, you say, hey, thanks so much for accepting my request. I look forward to seeing your content and getting to know you, right? So it's about building trust. It's about building relationships. This is a requirement, starting conversations daily. I do this every single day. Guys, the ones who win in this business are not the ones posting. Yes, posting is part of what we do, but they're the ones that are having conversations. Why? Because your conversation is where the magic happens. That's where you're recruiting, you're sharing your link, you're answering questions. So how can we start conversations? Well, I told you there's stories across the top of every platform that you're on. Click on those, reply to those stories, get in there and talk to people about what's going on in their life. Everybody's listening to the same radio station, WIIFN. What's in it for me? And that is all people care about is what's in it for them. They don't care about what's in it for you, okay? You can share your story once you build that relationship, rapport, and trust with them. Ask questions. You have 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. Listen, because if you let anybody talk long enough, I don't care if you're in the grocery store, I don't care where you are, if you're in a private message, they will tell you about their pain points. They will tell you what's hurting. Maybe they just had a baby. They want to stay home with their kids and they just need to make an extra $500 a month. You have the solution to that, guys. We have an income opportunity here. So we want to be engaging and messaging people daily. That is a requirement. Now, you've probably heard that the fortune is in the follow-up, but let me tell you, the follow-up is the fortune. 80% of people who join you, who come into your business or become an associate or order your product, they're going to do it after their 5th interaction and before the 22nd interaction, right? So how are we going to get to number 5 and up to 22 and beyond? Because you follow up with people till they buy or die, till they block you. You are always following up. Now, are we being a pesky, annoying person who's going in their inbox and saying, when you going to order? When you going to order? We're not doing that because that gets us ignored. So that's a behavior we don't want to do. Do we want to be striking while that iron is hot? By all means. When somebody says they're interested in your product, you better be in that inbox and you better be offering up your link, right? Here's some more information. Let me know what questions you have. The next day, hey, did you have a chance to look at that? Do you have any questions for me yet? That is very professional. People will respect that and it's not annoying. So change your mindset. You can't help anybody. You can't serve anybody unless you follow up. Why? Because we have the stat and we know they're not joining until after the 5th and before the 22nd, 80% of them. So how do we get to number 5, right? So many people. When I got started, I thought, okay, I followed up a couple of times. I'm bugging this person. I'm just going to leave them alone. Big mistake, guys. Lots of network marketers quit right then. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Guess what? They're not getting in that sweet spot. They're not getting in that 80%. So we've got to, here's ways you can do it. If you're on social media and you've had a great conversation with somebody, you've shared them your link, you've done a good job of building trust, they know you shared a link with them, okay? We don't have to remind them. They know. Go to their Facebook page, comment on their pictures, right? Maybe they have a video of their little Johnny playing baseball last night. Maybe he knocked a home run. that is an invitation for you to get in that private message. Hey, I just watched your video. Little Johnny played so well. Congratulations. Now, if they ignored you before, bring up their kids. They're not going to ignore you anymore. So it's about building that relationship. And nobody cares what you have until they know that you care. Now, you need to be authentic, right? Don't be fake because people can smell that. But if you have a genuine love for people and you want to connect with them and see if they'll even be a good fit for your business, you're going to want to do that. So the formula for success, you guys, this is my favorite slide. Success is boring. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason I'm out of debt, the reason I've got duplication, the reason we've been able to build teams, winners do more of the basic things. They do it every day. They post, they engage, they serve, they provide value, they connect, and they follow up. Guys, it's that simple. You don't do it once. You don't put a post out there and pray. Has anybody done that? Post and pray. Put a 1 in the chat if you posted and prayed. I've done that plenty of times in my life. It's not about posting and praying, you guys. It is about providing that value, being consistent, and building that trust. My team and I, we host 2 days a week a call, and we walk you through 7 or 8 different tasks that we do. We change it up. It's all so you can get more presence and traction on your post. It's to boost your algos. Now, some of you guys I know are in bed asleep at that time. We do it at 11 a.m. Central, but I'm happy to have you on if you'd like to be, and I can get Chris that information. This is just an example of the things that you can do in just a 30-minute period. You can start those conversations. Guys, if you start 5 conversations a day and you do it 6 days a week, do you know at the end of the year, you're going to have spoken to over 1,500 people? This is a numbers game at the end of the day. And if you have 1,500 conversations in your private messenger, I bet you anything you're going to be holding the rank at Anovite. This is my last slide. I've thoroughly enjoyed presenting for you guys. And I just want, if you remember just one thing about tonight, people are watching. They may not like your post. They may not comment on your post. And they may not tell you, but they are watching you. And it is your job as a leader, as a marketer, to build your own credibility, position yourself as an expert. And you are, by the way, you're an expert. You know more about this company than they do. Right? You know more about colostrum than they do. So you're an expert. So get that confidence behind you and just show up messy and start doing it. And the more you do that, the more you encourage, the more seeds that you plant, the more is going to come to harvest later. Samantha Meisner, I don't know if you're on the call, but she told me, Landy, I've been watching you talk about colostrum for almost 2 years. I'm ready. I'm coming in. And she's at the top of the leaderboards. Some of your best people right now are watching you. So keep planting those seeds, be consistent, and show up every day. And with that, Chris, back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Landy. You got lots of supporters. I don't know if you're watching the chat, but Myra, others. What I love is Mama Hart steps up and takes a photo of every screenshot. Hey, Mama Hart. She's a big fan, so she's not missing out anything you're saying. Look, when I began this industry years ago, it was door knocking and then it became party plan and then something happened called COVID. We all got locked down. We thought, what are we going to do? The answer to reaching out and networking was then social media, and it has remained the same. It is the most powerful tool that we have for reaching people, building. It's instant lists. Like no one writes down 100 lists on a piece of paper anymore. If you belong to a network company that tells you, get a piece of paper, write down 100 lists, they are old school. This is what it's all about now. So thank you. And if I may steal back the screen, go back to sharing what I have here. Jump on because we've got more exciting stuff coming. So thank you, Landy, once again. I think there's more training inside of you, girl. We're going to get you in the future to do some more social media training because there were some hot tips. Now, before we go to Angela, I just want to do some recognition, a Anovite recognition. I'm excited to do more and more of this in the future because we do have people who are ranking, who are climbing up the charts. But I want to go back to one person who last week we missed him. He was actually recruiting, and this week he's actually recruiting again. He's in Thailand right now. But from this competition, we have the leaders to beat, top recruiters. For last month, the top recruiter in the entire world was this person. He is Golden from Malaysia, the #1 top recruiter. So from that fun competition, he gets to take home $300. That has reset because that's a calendar month competition. So I had a sneak preview. I know it's not too strong of an indication because it's only we're a week and a half into the month. But looking at it, I reckon almost everyone on that list, I'll say at least 90% come from APAC region. So the top recruiters board, as it stands now, you can see it. B Young from Ace's team, Li Qian from Ace's team. The Aces team is predominantly Malaysia and Singapore, all the way down to number 19. So I'm proud of our region. We're cleaning up, and in this fund competition, the first person each month gets 300 US, second person gets 200, the third person gets 100. But also recognizing rank advancements. The highest rank advancement we have is Golden Lai from Asia Pacific. He's actually from Malaysia, Johor Bahru. I wanted to get him on the call, and he said, my English is not the best, but he did something wonderful. It's the next best thing. Here he is, recorded, speaking his native tongue of Chinese Mandarin with some English subtitles. So let's get to know the top recruiter in the Asia Pacific region.
大家好，我是 Golden，谢谢公司邀请我来做分享。我是通过 Billy 老师接触这个产品，起初我不知道是什么，但是我相信 Billy，我就吃了产品。我们每个领导用了产品的感觉跟效果都非常的好，我就跟着 Ace Worldwide 教我的方法，我开始做产品的分享、见证的分享，因为自己的见证很重要。我也通过 Dr. Anthony 的书籍学到了很多新的知识，这是非常难得的机会。我相信这个公司的产品有好的产品、好的平台，加上我们 ACES 系统，也有 Chris 和 James 的支持，他们是很好的领导。整个市场一片空白，现在成功不是个人的，我下一步跟着 ACES 的精神，帮助他人改变命运，得为健康，国际收入，提升自己，免费旅行，发挥潜能。这里是机会，这里是平台，这里有人协助，我等你，跟我合作。我是 Golden Ace for One。
Thank you, Golden, and congratulations. If you know what he's doing right now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is Golden with Billy and James Watson in Thailand. They're actually in Thailand right now, sitting with James at a cafe, working and recruiting. Proud of you, mate. Now, bringing on my friend from Australia, from Melbourne, Angela, with her hot tips, business building tips, things that we've learned over the past 2 weeks in particular. Angela, let me stop my screen sharing so that you can jump on and share yours. But we've learnt a lot, haven't we? This is new to all of us, and you're teaching me just as much as, I guess, the customer service team. What have you got for us this week?
We sure have, Chris. It's been quite the learning curve, hasn't it? But we know that we're growing exponentially when we're having to solve challenges as we go. And I said to James the other day, it's a privilege to be here at this stage of the business where we do have the opportunity to fix things and make this, a well-oiled machine that we need it to be for the APAC region. So, guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Angela. I am normally based in Melbourne in Australia. But this week I've actually been very lucky because I'm on the beautiful Gold Coast, which is the east coast of Australia, the northern east coast, and it is very famous for our beautiful golden beaches. And I'm sure we might even have a trip of some sort over here in Australia. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to Chris Cooper. I'm sure the APAC region would love that. So, guys, I'm going to talk to you tonight and give you my hot tips for getting started, because what I really want to do is help you overcome some of the hurdles that our crew has had as the pioneers of this market. So here we are starting out in this very first stage of our building phase. And I'm going to focus entirely on phase one, which is activation and building your foundation. This is where we are really focused on, firstly, becoming an associate, ordering our pack, setting up our back office so that it's ready for us to then duplicate and bring in other associates. So firstly, I want to go over our activation checklist list. So firstly, we want to make sure that you can access your member back office. Now, one of the things that's a little bit unusual for our group is that a lot of the field have been registered before they bought their pack. So because we were building out the structure, we wanted everyone to come in and get in the tree early. So what we have now is a lot of our associates in the APAC region who have their account but may not have their login details, or you have your login details but don't know how to log in. So I want to make sure that you get that information from the person that introduced you. And if you don't know who that is, just make sure that you reach out to Chris Cooper or James Watson, because they'll be able to help you. So number one, you want to log into your back office. You want to activate with your Fast Start pack, your value pack, because as we know, especially in the APAC region, a lot of us registered without actually ordering our pack. That was part of the strategy to really build out the tree and build it out fast. So now it's time to log in and activate with our Fast Start pack. We want to make sure that you also establish your Smart Ship subscription. You might call that auto ship, but here we call it Smart Ship, and that's your ongoing monthly order. You want to also access your essential business links and save those somewhere where you can access them very quickly and easily to share. I save everything in my notes on my iPhone, so then I can copy and paste and send my links to anyone while I'm speaking to them. So that's really important. So we want to make sure that you locate those links and have access to them easily from I do it from my notes. Your first order checklist. So before you actually are ready to order your Fast Start pack, because this is where the system has kind of slowed us down. And I'm not going to say failed, it's just slowed us down, because there are certain aspects of our personal details, our profile, that may be missing. Okay, and then there's areas like our credit cards and our banking, depending where you live in the world, that you need to tick off these different things to make this a seamless experience for you. Otherwise, the credit card won't work, or the system's just going to keep circling, or you're going to have lots of stress, and then you're going to be contacting Chris Cooper or James Watson and saying, what is going on? So before you submit your first order yourself, your own order, so you're logged in, you want to make sure that you do what Chris talked about earlier, and that is connect with your bank or go into your online banking app and remove international and online restrictions. 99% of the time when an order fails, it's because the card actually has a restriction around international and online purchases. Make sure you tick both of those off. Check your purchase limits. Really important that you do that. And one of the things I do recommend, is that you use or access an international fee-free card. Like a lot of people use a Wise card. In Australia, we have debit cards that you can access from different banking institutions that actually are for international travel. So that way, when you are purchasing in US dollars, as we are, during this startup phase for the APAC region, because we're in this phase where everything is in USD, what you want to try and avoid is those international charges. So your card could be ready to go, no limitations. You can process your order, but then you might pay an extra few percent or a charge because it's an international USD and international merchant, and you're paying in US dollars. So if you want to avoid that, get yourself an international fee-free card. Check with your institutions, your banks, or even a Wise card is very, very popular in Australia. Also, Anovite does have a policy, only a maximum of 3 accounts per credit card. So if you are going to, and I know this does happen quite a bit in Asia, if you are going to process an order for your customer or new associate because they're transferring you money, and that's okay, remember your card you can only use up to 3 times. And if you need to do it more than that, you're going to have to contact the company. So just a bit of advice there. Also, you've got to make sure that you verify all of your My Profile, your account details, to make sure you've got your email, your address, everything is correct. You don't want to order your pack and then find that it's being sent to the wrong address. Make sure your email is correct, your phone number is correct, because if all of those details aren't completed, then your credit card may fail. Okay. So now we're at activating your product experience. Okay, so we have 4 different packs now. We have included K Beauty, This is the optimal way for you to start. It's called our fast start, but I call it the right start. You need to do everything with the end in mind. And the end in mind here is that we are all leaders coming in to pioneer this market. So as we lead, we also role model. What do we want our team members to do? Well, you need to role model that and do exactly what you want your team to do. You want them to log in and purchase one of our value packs. And this is the absolute best way for you to start and your team members to start, because these packs are they're actually 40% off, around about 40% off. Most of them are around $500 retail. And you're getting these at $299.95, which is awesome. So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to stop sharing my PowerPoint, and I'm going to share my actual back office of my test account. Okay, so you're not going to see anything you don't need to see here, but I have created a test account just for tonight, which I can use for training as well. So this is what your back office looks like. And it's interesting. I spoke to someone today who said, actually, I haven't even logged into my back office yet. Please, please, please make sure you log into your back office. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Here's our top recruiters, top customer gatherers. And at the bottom here, the first thing I want you to look at is your share links. Earlier, I was talking about copying and pasting these into your smartphone notes so that you've got easy access. The very first one is your actual website, guys. So that's your website link. Really important that you access that. If I click on this right now, it's going to take me to the test account website. Now, if I want to send this to a potential new associate for them to look through this, I can then explain to them that they can go to join us, and that's how they can start their process. But what if I've got someone that's already looked through all the information and they're red hot, ready to go? Click on the join us. So you do this, join us, and then copy and paste this URL, this one here. Okay, when you copy and paste this URL, then it takes them straight to this landing page that is your landing page for them to select their pack. Become a customer? No, I'm going to become an associate. And this is how they will join you with your link. I prefer to send this landing page because it actually is a more seamless experience rather than sending a website and asking them to click on join now. So the next area I want to go to is your hot links. Okay, so this is your hot links here, and this is where you can set up your smart ship. So I'm just going to click on this, add a new profile. So your next, this account does not have a smart ship. All right. So we're going to set that up, add a new profile. It takes you straight to the next page where you can, it's a little bit slow. So I'm in Australia. I'm going to continue. And okay, it selects today. It is the 11th. Monthly. We actually do have monthly, quarterly, bi-monthly, semi-annually, annual auto ship potential here. But remember, for you to be qualified, you have to have that 50 QV or 100 QV going through your account, and that has to stay there for a minimum of 5 weeks. So I would be setting this up monthly, and you continue, and that's where you go to select your products. Are you sure you want it on the 11th? Yes. It's really a very simple system, and there you go. Now you can add whatever you want. And what I'm going to recommend, guys, there are 2 packs here that are absolutely awesome. You've got your Tri-Ship bundle at 160, or you have your Ultimate Health bundle at 185. The QV on this is amazing, 106 and the BV on this, binary volume, 106 and 122. These are really great for you to add on for your smart ship. So that's my advice for the smart ship order. Here we go here. So where are we? Okay, the next area on your hot links that I'm going to go to is preferred placement, guys. Now, just let me know, Chris, if it's not transferring across. I just want to make sure everyone can see this. So when we enroll new people, we either put people on the right or on the left. Okay, so when you go to preferred placement, not specified, we can choose bottom of left leg, and it's always going at the bottom of the leg, or bottom of the right leg, or not specified. If you have not specified, it's just going to go from one side to the other. I like to know exactly where my enrollments are going. So I'm going to make sure that I choose left or right, and make sure you save that so that that is locked in for the next enrollment. So before you enroll the next person, just make sure that you're locked to the side that you want that enrollment to go. That's really important. So I think the preferred placement is a non-negotiable. You should be doing that. And then we also have this one here, graphical downline. Now, I do like this one. So here's test account. One person enrolled on the left. So this is something I've only just discovered. If you are personally enrolling your associate, and I know this happens a lot in the APAC region, you can go to your graphical graphical downline report, and you can just go to any available spot. So this is where you can actually inside place. So there's a language we use in a binary where you can inside place. So you can either go to bottom of the left, bottom of your right, and they're your main legs, or you can inside place. So here, test account can go to the bottom of his right, bottom of his left, or could potentially put it on this side of this account. But let's say he's going to put his first person on the right, clicks on that available spot, and this is you. You can't send this to your new member. You actually are doing this for them, okay? So when that happens, here you go. The enroller is test account, and you can start enrolling them, which is awesome. Now, one more area I do want to show you here is the organize. Where are we here? Hot links, my profile. So guys, remember we were talking earlier about updating all of your profile details. So if you go down here, you can add a picture. I like to have a picture on mine, and if you want to do that, you should. Edit my profile. Let's go to that one. Really important, this one, because if you don't have this all filled out, your credit card will fail. If you don't have an email in place, your credit card will fail. If you don't have a primary phone number in place, your credit card will fail. Okay, and you need to have a proper name. I don't think test account is going to pass the credit card merchant test. So I would have to update this. But one of the things I want to draw your attention to is whatever you update in here, it's going to flag these two spots here. Pay to the order of and SSN tax ID. Now, pay to the order of is just fancy words for whose name is going on the check. We don't send checks out, but you need to put your name there. So your name needs to go there. And SSN, now we don't have tax ID numbers and SSNs in some parts of APAC. So if you don't have one in Australia, we don't have an SSN. If I don't want to put that there, I can simply just put a 9-digit number for now. Eventually, you will have to update that for tax purpose, but for now, you can just make up a 9-digit number and that will be fine. And if you do that, then you'll be able to save this. If you try and save this without an SSN number, okay, it will flag that, and that means, okay, see, SSN flagged. You will not be that won't pass the test. So I just want to make sure you know that. So it will flag pay to order of, and it will flag tax ID. So that's everything I really wanted to show you in this end. Just want to make sure, because I'm new to this as well, but I will say this to you. Be brave, just log in, play around, go to the reports, see what it looks like, because there's no mistakes you can really make here, guys. Okay, when you back offices, you need to go in and play around with it so you can see what these reports are actually all about. So let's go back to my training slides. I've just got a few more things I want to show you. So here we go. Okay, back here. So hopefully that all made sense to you, and that's going to save you. Okay, that's going to give you less stress. And what we want is a checklist that gives you less stress, because we want to build this with ease and flow, and just energetically, everyone just be working in this growth part of this process, so that we're not worrying about why is my card spinning, why isn't the card working. And look, we got to understand, I guess, that things will fail, things will go wrong, but we are solution focused. When you're in a pioneering stage of a business, you've always got to stay solution focused, and you've always got to be proactive. There's a difference between being reactive and proactive. If something goes wrong, don't be reactive. Don't get upset. Don't get angry. Contact your sponsor. Go down that communication path so that you can get the answers you need to, then that's being proactive so that you can resolve it. So once you've done all that, we're going to move into building your team. And I just wanted to touch on this tonight because this balanced binary is very new to a lot of the people on this call. A lot of us have worked with what we call power leg binaries. Okay, 600, 300, 2/3 one side, 1/3 the other. So you hear a lot. I need a power leg. I want a power leg because I guess a lot of us have that mindset because our previous experience has always been around power leg binaries. This, you do not see power leg anywhere here. It's a balanced binary. For you to activate a team bonus, it's 100 on the left, 100 on the right. If you build an excessive line, and sometimes that will happen with or without you organically, some of your legs will run away. But I don't want you intentionally to think you have to do that here, because if you do, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. What you really want to focus on is this balance. And 100 on the left, 100 on the right. If you can keep building out this way, you're going to build two balanced teams. You're going to develop leaders who are also building two balanced teams, who are going to leverage off balanced legs. And then you're going to experience what we call microcycling. That means you're cycling more often, you're earning smaller amounts, but it's happening more often. This is what your business should look like from your very first day. Not that you're going to have 4 people, maybe you will in your first day, that would be amazing. But from day one, your focus, remember we work with the end in mind, your focus should be on this balanced binary, 2 right, 2 left. Now, if you work on 4 personal enrollments, now your enrollment leg, if you want to know which side is your enrollment leg, on your ID number, there's an R or an L. That stands for right or left. So if you have an R, you're going to put your first person on your right leg. If you have an L and you're a left, you're going to put your first person on your left leg. And then we're going to alternate. We're going to put the next person on the other side, and then we're going to go back and forth. We want 4 people, 2 on each side. And if you do that in your first first week or first month, this is what you stand to earn. And this is without anyone else being enrolled outside of you placing those people. If more people get enrolled on your enrollment leg from people going in from those above you or below you, you could earn more than this. You're going to get 4 fast starts for $300. You're going to create 3 team bonuses. The first 2 at $25 each and 1 at $10, so that's $60. And you're going to rank advance to that first level, which gives you $100 rank advancement bonus. So 2 left, 2 right, 2 balanced legs. And if you teach your team to do this exact same formula, you're going to have a very, very healthy, balanced binary. Now, Pay Quicker has just been released, and boy, am I excited about Pay Quicker. I got this email a couple of weeks ago to say, you've received a payment from Anovite in USD. Click on here, create new user account. And that's exactly what I did. It was very, very simple. So if you follow the process, it is simple, but simple doesn't mean you won't run into challenges, which I did, and I'm being very honest about that. So firstly, I want you to know that from when you activate when you register your Pay Quicker account, the first thing you'll be asked to do, so the system asks you and tells you what to do, is to order your card, your plastic card. And then it will tell you your card was ordered on the 8th of June and should arrive in 15 to 20 business days. Once you receive the card, once you receive it, activate plastic card. Do not activate the card before you get it, because if someone opens your mail, they have your activated plastic card, and you don't want that to happen. Now, that's going to take 15 to 20 days to arrive, but here's the amazing news. From day one, you have a virtual card. So you click on use my virtual card, and this is what you'll see here on the left. That card has my name on it, has my account number, my CV, it's good through my expiry date. I can copy that card number and I can use that on my online store purchases immediately. Okay, then but if I want to use that card day to day, if I want to tap and go, I need to upload it to my Google Wallet or Apple Wallet. I have an iPhone, I uploaded it to my Apple Wallet. So I looked at the instructions, and there are great instructions on how to do this. I uploaded it to my wallet, and then that was all okay. It popped up, but it said verification required. It would not verify it. I kept pressing and pressing and pressing, and then I realized that where it had my name, I had not put my full name, Angela Lucenti. I had put Anovite, thinking it was just a nickname for the card, but I actually had to put my name. Now, to activate your card, you have three different options. You can receive a text. So if your phone number in your back office is incorrect, if you've left off a digit, you're not going to get that text. You can also choose email. If your email is incorrect, you're not going to get that email. So that's why it's important for your profile details to be correct. Third option is you can actually request a call, and they will call you and verify your card for your wallet. So that is really cool that they do that. The good news for me, after my failed verifications, I actually got it verified, and I've been using it up here while I'm on holidays. I used it at the surf club. I also bought some ice cream, which was nice. And I'm very, very happy that I'm actually using my card. And only yesterday, I got an email to say, hello, you've got more money going to your Pay Quicker account. We are working in a 1 week delay, which is not unusual for our industry, to get paid 1 week later. And then you need to allow time for the money to appear and get loaded onto the card. But from the moment that it's loaded to the card, you can actually use it immediately, tap and go, online shopping. And when your plastic card arrives, you can use it there as well. Physically as well. So guys, that's everything I wanted to share with you tonight. I hope I've given you some great tips, and sorry Chris, I have run a little bit over time, but everyone needed to know that because APAC is in this growth phase and there's a lot to learn.
No, I appreciate that. I really appreciate your tips because you've answered many questions that people have, and I think you answered probably 50% of the customer service questions that come to me. So I'm going to make sure this will be recorded. This will be on our YouTube channel. I'm going to make sure that people see this when people ask me questions relating to the card or activation or the tree. I'm going to say, actually, here's a link to a YouTube video. Check this out. So thank you, Angela Lucenti. Real hot tips from someone who's building and all the things she's learned in the last couple of weeks of growing the tree, earning commissions. Give me 3 more minutes of attention before we finish tonight. Pioneer and Founders Club. This was launched, or this was introduced last week by Rod, our COO. The Pioneer Club is for those in the United States who are building internationally, and the Founders Club is for everyone else internationally. This is, we'll release more and more details as it's finalized, but there are only a limited number of positions available in the international market to the leaders who achieve a certain rank. So that this is the get in quick and get going. This is a lifetime reward of a percentage amount of sales that will be paid to you, to that select elite group who are the first mover advantage, people who've taken advantage of that. So that's as much hinting as I will give now, but the Founders Club will be very lucrative, it'll be very rewarding, and it's based on the business you are doing now and the rank advancements you are achieving now. So too with this, our Anovite Founders Summit. Bangkok, Thailand. I still don't have the locked in date yet, but late September, either it's the last weekend in September or the second last weekend in September. We are still finalizing contracts with the hotel and venue, but it will be a Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and Monday checkout. The qualification for this has already started. So whether you know it or not, the business you are doing now qualifies you for this event. Qualification period is the 3 months from the 1st of June to the 31st of August. This is based on the highest achieved rank that you achieve up until the last day of August, the 31st of August, or whatever rank you're sitting at as of the 31st of August determines the award that you get. So the award is entry to the event for free for one person, entry for two people, uh, single room, double room, double room with $200, double room with $500, double room with $1,000 US. So up to the highest rank, the highest award, you can have the entire trip paid for, everything for free, including your accommodation, and up to $1,000 US for your flights. And for most of us, that will cover return flights from anyone in the Southeast Asia region. So again, more information coming, but what you need to know now is just start working. This has already started, the qualification period for 3 months. The work that you are doing now is what will pay for you to get to Bangkok in September. So what do you do now? This is our activity right now, our action. We need to pre-launch sharing. We are still in the pre-launch phase. We are still locking in leaders in position. Self-learning. Angela gave you a lot of tips. Landy, thank you. Social media tips. Learn what to do. Learn how the compensation works. Learn social media. Learn compliance. Uh, as you continue to self-learn, you cannot know everything before you begin this business. You begin, you start sharing with passion, and you keep learning as you go. I'm still learning every day. Order the value pack. A lot of emphasis on that tonight. No one earns money from recruiting people. You earn money from sales of product within the network. You need to order your value pack yourself first to get the product so that you have true living testimonials, as I do with my face with the K Beauty tonight, the colostrum I'm taking every day. Then number 5, get your team to order their pack. There's no reason to wait. We know that those packs are arriving in Australia in 10 days, in South Africa in 9 days. These are real experiences. You can see the pack, you can see the tracking. People are getting their products, they're using their products, people are getting paid, you're getting your cards, virtual wallet. Everything is working. There's bugs, but as Angela said, we're fixing them along the way. But as we launch something live, we wait, we look, go, oh, there's a little bit of tweaking here and there. But it's all working. Number 6, start earning. We want you to earn money. Most of all, this is a business. You're an independent Anovite distributor. This is a business, and we reward you for your sharing, for your efforts, for your product purchases through a wonderful business. That concludes our call. If you need any help, info@anovite.com. Our customer service is up. It's live. They're answering every day. Don't call the American number unless you live in the United States, but info@anovite.com. Any questions, and you'll have an answer by the morning. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Landy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angela, as well. Then I also want to thank people who've had the camera on tonight. Mama Hart, I don't know where you are, but thank you. You've been fun to watch. Adrian, laying in bed, thank you for joining us as well. Who else we have? Now, oh, I know, Kristen, there you are in Singapore. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. This call will be up on our YouTube channel in maybe 2 to 3 days. Thank you, everyone else. Next week, we have a special guest speaker. I don't think I'm going to announce him yet, but I'll just tell you this. He is the king of colostrum. He will be addressing us next week. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and a great evening.